Good day, good day, good day. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Joining me live with Glaze Gibbs. Good evening, who's out there? Who's out there? Checking in, who's out there? Come on. My name is Glaze Gibbs. Join me live, straight from the street with Glaze Gibbs. Today is Wednesday, August 26th, 2020. Who's out there? Come on, come on, come on. Sorry I'm late. I know I said I'd be on at 10 o'clock, but guess what? It's black people time. Sorry about that. Had to get a few things situated. I am not tech savvy. That's not an excuse, because once again, if you can put 40 hours into work, you can put 40 hours. Invest 40 hours into yourself. Each and every folks that's out there that's listening to me tonight, if you can invest 40 hours a week into a job, what I want you to do, and the challenge is to put 40 hours into what you want to do in life, to create a better lifestyle for yourself, a better lifestyle for your family, a better lifestyle for your kids. That's what it's all about. Why in the hell are you able to give somebody else 40 hours a week, but you're not able to give yourself 40 hours a week to do what you want to do in life? To me, that's what it's all about. My name is Glaze Gibbs. This is my story. This is my ministry. If you know anything, if you're joining me for the very first time, check me out. I am live. I have my YouTube channel, Glaze Gibbs. I also have an IG channel. Here it is. My story is a true story of change and redemption. Check me out. Google me, Glaze Gibbs. Also, what I want you to do is, look, subscribe to my page. Hit the like button. This is who I am. I wrote a book, Beyond Lucky, the Glaze Gibbs story, a true story of change and redemption. Besides writing a book, I got 2 audiobooks out. Straight from the Street, Volume 1, Straight from the Street, Volume 2. Here it is. What I do is I go in depth. I go into the history of the 80s and the 90s, of what was going on. I express myself as open-hearted and freely as possible. You know, to me, a lot of times what we do is we hold back. And when you hold back, guess what happens? You lose. Do not hold back, folks. Guess what? We only have one life to live. So take advantage of that one life that we have to live. Like my late mother used to say, the late Dorothy Gibbs used to tell me, live each and every day as if it was your last, because you never know. You know what I'm saying? When that day gonna come. You know, so what she was telling me, live each and every day as if it was your last. Because enjoy life. You know, what you want to do is cherish life. You know, what you want to do is coach, counsel, train, teach others to enjoy that 4-letter word that we call life. Life is a blessing, and life is what we make it. So we can choose to do it the right way, or we can choose to do it the wrong way. Me, what I did, I chose to do it the wrong way. I wanted shortcut. Let me let you know, there's no shortcut in that 4-letter word we call life. Shortcut, you know what a shortcut leads you to? Shortcut leads you to an early grave. Shortcut leads you to imprisonment. I have spent over 15 years incarcerated. Why? Because I wanted the easy way out. I wanted to earn easy money, fast money. There's no such thing as that. This right here, this is my blueprint. How to keep my kids, your grandchildren, your great-great-grandchildren, your neighbor kids, your aunt kids, your uncle kids, you know what I'm saying, your step kids. This is the blueprint of how to keep them out of that multi-billion-dollar prison system. In order to order your signed copy of this book, email me, Brian, BRIAN, GIBBS 1201 at yahoo.com to order your signed copy of this blueprint. Because that's exactly what it is. It's a blueprint. You know, it's a blueprint to tell kids what not to do. Stop wasting your life. Stop trying to be cool. Stop trying to impress other people. You know what? Why? You wasting your time trying to impress other people. They don't give a damn about you. You know, here it is, for the most part, we as human beings, we only care about what people can do for us. And if they can't do nothing for us, we don't want to be bothered. And what I call that, in my time, that's using. Using the individual. Using them for all and what you can get. And that's not right. That's not fair. But that's reality. Sit back and look at this. Look at that background. The Brian Glaze Gibbs story. Look at who I am. Google me. I did everything in my life from A to Z. I started my life of crime when I was 13 years old. 13. And right now, by the time I was 24, I was at the maximum. I went from this level to that level, making $40,000 a day, doing what I want to do, saying who lived and who died. I'm not God. How in the heck I can say who lived and who died? That's not the right way to live. Folks, me, when I'm learning, and when I'm learning as you get older, and I'm trying to share my ministry through this book right here, and through my YouTube channel, hit the like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Brian Glaze Gibbs. If I, the one they call Brian Glaze Gibbs, can change, anybody can change. You know why? Because change come from where? Change come from within. That's where change come from. And to me, that's what I had to do. I had to revert back to my original upbringing and teaching. I was brought up in the church. Okay? I went to Sunday school. I sung in a Sunday choir. One of the songs I can remember leading. And to me, you know, right now, that was a great moment in my life. I used to spend Sunday school on morning service, afternoon service, evening service in church. I was once an usher. I done been baptized. You know, to me, so sit back and think about it. When you hear that song, way in the water, way in the water, way in the water. Hey, listen, here it is. I was brought up in church, and I know right from wrong. But what happened to me? When I grew up, I was born in 1963. I was born in the backseat of a police car. When I was born, and I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, what I love about New York, I don't care what anybody say about New York. What New York taught me as a kid, New York taught me diversity, that every nationality, New York was the melting pot of the world. So with every nationality, it didn't matter whether you was black, white, Hispanic, it doesn't matter, Jew, it doesn't matter what nationality you was. People was people. And what we learn is you treat people the way that you treat you. You treat people the way that they treat you. So if somebody treats you with love and respect, it doesn't matter what their nationality. It doesn't matter what geographical area that they grew up in. Guess what? You treat them with love, respect, and human compassion. And that's what we have to get back to. Later for the nonsense. What happened was each and every summer, my late mother, Dorothy Gibbs, used to send me, my brother and my sister, along with her sisters. They just sent us all back to South Carolina each and every summer. As soon as school was out, you know what I'm saying? No later than 3 days, when we was out of school, we all got into a family van or station wagon, and we all was sent back to South Carolina. And I can sit back and think about it. What I learned from South Carolina, I learned mannerism. I learned people was people. I can remember living with my aunt and my late uncle. She had 3 boys and 3 girls. Just so happened, I happened to be the youngest one. One of my cousin, my first cousin, she just turned 60 today. And right now here it is, she's 3 years older than me, 3.5 years older than me. And she taught me a lot. She, used to test me, about reading, writing. And I know I get ridiculed a lot about the way my speaking pattern, that I don't put an S on plurals and singulars and all that. Listen, I am not an English professor. I don't care about nothing about that. You know, to me, I am who I am. I speak the way that I speak. So she used to test me and see if I can read, see if I can write. And she used to test me all the time. And what she was amazed about, like, guess what? I was able to read. I was able to add. I don't care what anybody say. I don't care. One thing about a New York person, they don't have to have no education. They can be the dumbest individual in the world. One thing about a New York individual, whether it's male or female, if they in the street, they probably can't read or write. But one thing you're not gonna do, you're not gonna beat them for money. One thing about them, they might be illiterate as far as the school system is concerned. But when it comes down to counting money, they are a mathematical genius. You will not beat them for money. You can call yourself making a deal with them and you giving them, shortchanging them, giving them some money, and they start counting. Wait a minute, you are short. Hold up, wait a minute. You can't read or write. You're illiterate. But guess what? I can count. So most individuals that was in the street that couldn't read and write, when it come down to math, when it come down to counting their dollars and cents, they was mathematical genius. And really, that's what was it. So getting back to my cousin, happy birthday. You know what I'm saying? May you have many, many more in the years to come. I love you. I love you from the moon and back. Why? Because guess what? It doesn't matter who I became or what I did in life. Guess what? You love me for me. You love me for being your little cousin. And so on this day, you know what I'm saying, August 26, 2020, I want to salute you. I want to say I love you. I want to thank you for everything that you have done. Despite I became a career criminal, that didn't change you. Despite I did stuff that you didn't agree with, despite right now you try to help me and teach me right from wrong, guess what? Here it is. It was me. I went astray. And I apologize for that. I love you. Happy birthday, and may you have many, many more in the years to come. And I, your little brother, Brian Glaze Gibbs, love you to death. Thank you for everything that you have done for me. I love you. Okay, getting back to what I'm trying to say is this, with life. You know what I'm saying, and what brings us to life. We have to cherish each and every morning. We have to cherish each and every morning if it was our last. My mother used to say, tomorrow's not promised to you, so live. This woman used to travel. She used to go from here to there to everywhere. And you know what? Like right now, to me, despite at one time in my life, I used to make $40,000 a day, I didn't enjoy myself. I was not happy. Why? You thinking because, guess what? I'm making $40,000 a day. I finally made it. I was like George and Wheezy. You were moving on up to the top. Okay, here it is right now. What the sense of moving up, making $40,000 a day, but you didn't enjoy it? My dream trip have always been to go to Hawaii. I was afforded the opportunity. I was, right now as a kid, I wanted to go to Hawaii. I wanted to go there and enjoy life. And then the opportunity presented itself. Damn, I can go to Hawaii. I can afford it. And I can remember the young lady I was dealing with at the time. And right now I told her, book everything. I got it. I paid for it. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Everything is on me. And she called me and told me, listen, okay, I got everything, I got all the information. And she's telling me to leave from New York, from LaGuardia, JFK Airport, going to San Francisco Airport. It would be like 3 hours on the plane. And then once we get from New York to San Francisco, it would be another 6 hours going from San Francisco to Hawaii. So I'm sitting back thinking about, that is 3 plus 6 is 9 hours. Despite I always wanted to go to Hawaii, to get on the plane, to go there, 9 hours there and 9 hours back, to me, that wasn't fun. I couldn't see myself. I didn't have the patience to wait. I didn't have the understanding to understand right now. In order to enjoy life, you have to invest your time. You have to make the best of everything. But I'm sitting back thinking about 9 hours there and 9 hours back. What the hell was I going to miss in the street? in a big red polluter Apple. Me, a brother, making $40,000 a day. No, I didn't want to do that. And you know what? Because of my immaturity, because I didn't value my time, I value a fast dollar. I didn't value my time. If I would have valued my time, I would have took that trip, 9 hours there, 9 hours back, went there and see what Hawaii had to offer. Enjoy and breathe in that fresh air. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. That's part of meditation. That's part of enjoying that four-letter word, what we call life. Guess what? I was living life on a treadmill, not even understand what a treadmill was back then. My mindset and my attitude, my behavior, I was running at 1,000,001 miles per hour. What can you grasp? What can you understand? What did I take in? Not a damn thing. Because once again, to me, as I look at it, I was before my time. I am Glaze Gibbs. I started my life of crime when I was 13. By the time at age of 24, I was facing life imprisonment. I was facing, I became a career criminal. When I went away in 1981, I had not one, not two, not three, I had 4 felonies conviction. Sit back and think about it. I got a buddy, Walter King Tut Johnson. And you know what? He's in jail for life. And what they got him on, not 1 felony, not 2 felony, but 3 felony. And what they call it, like in baseball, 3 strike, you are out. So basically, he got 3 felonies. And what the federal government decided to do, they decided to give this man natural life because he had 3 felonies. And they could consider him to be a menace to society. Sit back and think about it. By that time, he was in his late 20s, going to 30, probably in his 30s. You know what, better yet, let's sit back and think about it. It happened in 95, 96. So me and him the same age. He a few months older than me. So the bottom line, it happens in his mid-30s. That he got natural life. You know what I'm saying? For 3 strikes you out. But what Tut claimed to fame was, he was a notorious stick-up kid. But one thing about Tut, I don't care what anybody say, he was not a killer. He would not shoot you. Yes, he would carry a gun. He would flash a gun. He would even show you a gun handle when he's sticking you up. But Tut never shot anybody. Tut never killed anybody. I know that personally because right now, whereas to me, I know Walter King Tut Johnson. I met Walter King Tut Johnson right now in the 6th grade when I left Bedford-Stuyvesant and moved to East New York, the Cypress Hill Housing Projects. Me and this guy living in the same building, 455 Fountain Avenue. His family living on, and his mother's still there. You know what I'm saying? Apartment 2F. And my family, when we moved from Bedford-Stuyvesant and moved to Cypress Hill Project, we moved to apartment 6G. Me and this guy used to see each other each and every day, but didn't say a word. Hey, how you doing? What's going on? Hey, my name is, Brian Gibbs. My name is Walter Johnson. None of that. We used to see each other. You know how we met? We met on PS 214, public school. We in 6th grade. And how we met, here it is, back then it was busing. In order to get back to the project, you got 2 choices. You can use the school system bus system, or you can walk home. So here it is, we was using the school system bus system. So to me, after a long day in class, I was going into the auditorium, and Walter King Tut Johnson was going out of the auditorium. And as I was going in, he was going out. I'm saying, to get the bus to go home. This individual decided to shoulder check me. Boom. When he shoulder checked me, It caught me off guard. I got my books in my hand. I dropped my books. Opposed to me being a normal individual that was chalk it off as an accident and pick up my book and carry on. No, what I did was I let my book stay on the floor and I went after Walter King Tut Johnson and I grabbed him, put him in a headlock. And what I did is I allowed my fist to do the talking and start pounding his face, boom, 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 until security and somebody from PS214 school system broke up the fight. So what they did was they took him and myself and put us back into the auditorium. And what happened was we started talking. And me and Walter King Tut Johnson became friends. You know, right now, why couldn't we become friends when I moved into this building? Why couldn't we become friends when he said, oh man, how you doing? My name is Walter. You know, welcome to the neighborhood. It wasn't like that. We didn't have a welcome committee that welcome to the neighborhood. We didn't have that. His way of introducing to me is, you know, he shoulder checked me. Boom. Knocking my books out of my hand. And me, myself is, you know what? When I grew up and went back and forth to South Carolina as a kid, I learned one thing. My cousin taught me how to wrestle. And what I did was when he shoulder checked me, boom, I went ahead and grabbed his behind and put him in the one of the headlock and start pounding his face. And you know what? He didn't expect that. He didn't thought that was going to happen. And you know what? What happened was it developed into a bond. It developed into a friendship. It developed into, here it is right now. We are both sixth grader, approximately 12 years old. And like, look, this cat is not going for it. And not the point about it I wasn't going for it. It was the point about it like, hold on, wait a minute here. Bond thing, even as a kid, you're not going to disrespect me. I don't care who or what you are or what you think you can do. You can do that to any and everybody. You're not going to do that for me. One thing about me, Brian Glaze Gibbs, I hate bullies. I hate people trying to take advantage of people. I hate people, and don't get me wrong, people might look at me, my lifestyle and everything that I've been through, that, you know what, damn, hold on, wait a minute, you was a killer, you was a murderer, you was a career criminal, you a bully. No, I didn't consider myself a bully. I consider myself an equalizer. I consider myself right now as if I was in the rightful state of mind, I didn't drink, I didn't get high. So a lot of times when people came to me and if I can prevent somebody from getting killed, if I could prevent somebody from getting hurt, that was my duty. You got to sit back and think about it. I was baptized in South Carolina. I went to church each and every Sunday in Brooklyn, New York, despite I didn't want to go. But my mother say, guess what? We going to church each and every Sunday. And guess what? You know what? If I live in that household and my mother was my mother, then my pop and my pop, you know what I'm saying? My brother was my brother, my sister was my sister. Whatever my mother say goes. I was a professional mom boy. So whatever my mother say, that's what went. And that's what life is all about. So to me, when I sit back and I think about everything as a whole, when I sit back and think about everything that me and Tut, even going back to that time that he showed to check me, and at PS214 in the 6th grade, that's what started and built our relationship. And you know what? Here it is. Tut was accused. You know, you listen to Tupac, the late rapper Tupac, speak about him. And right now is when he says something about Tut robbed him. Tut shot him. Tut didn't do that. He got his information wrong. Even when you sit back and think about it, the rapper, 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson, when he speak about Many Man wished death upon me. The feds didn't know who shot Pop, but I got a kite from the joint that Tut got knocked. So what he trying to say is Tut shot, robbed Tupac. Okay? Even they go further. They think Tut went to Vegas and shot and killed Tupac. Key is, guys, listen, Tut is not a murderer. Tut is a stick-up kid. Tut is a fronter. Tut is like Brian Glaze Gibbs. Here it is right now. Tut would front and show you his gun. And based upon his reputation, like I say right now, Tut is not going to shoot anybody. So I don't care what anybody say. Even when I went to see Tut, when I got out of prison, and I went to visit him at Otisville FCI, And he looked me in my eye and he told me, listen, man, I didn't have anything to do with that Tupac incident. Jimmy Henchman set me up. I believe Tut. Why? Because he didn't have no reason to lie. No, I believe him. The bottom line is right now, Tut got life. And he's currently serving life sentences in Otisville FCI. Why? 3 strikes, you out. It's like baseball. 3 strikes, you out. And that's the difference, because he had 3 felony convictions. Once again, Walter King Tut Johnson is not a killer. Walter King Tut Johnson does not deserve to be in jail for natural life. He's been in jail since what, 95, 96? Even if it's 1995, that's 25 years. That man never killed anybody. Like I told you, when me and him was kids, guess what wound up happening? Here it is, I can remember 14, 15 years old. We got into a beef in the Cypress house with some older gentlemen. These older gentlemen was whipping our behind. We strapped. I got my infamous 25 automatic. He got his pistol. I said, man, listen, they handle, they grown men, we kids. They beating the living daylight out of us. I said, man, let's get these cats. I pull up my 25 and start shooting at them. Walter King Tut Johnson, what he did, he started shooting up in the air. Even right now, what a lot of times people look at Tut, Tut was responsible and convicted for robbing the Jehovah's Witness church. Sit back and think about it. Why would somebody that once was a member of the Jehovah's Witness rob the Jehovah's Witness church? A church that he attended, his mother attended, his brother and sister attended. Why? Because what happened was he didn't like what they was preaching. He didn't like the practice. He didn't like the system. So despite he know there was no money in Jehovah's Witness church, I can remember when he came to me with that plot. Yo, listen, let's stick up the Jehovah's Witness church. To me, I'm a kid between the age of 14 and 16. And during that period of time, I used to carry my Bible in my pocket, and I used to carry my 25 in my other pocket. Or even right now, when I used to sometimes carry my 25, I used to wrap it in handcuff and spray cologne on it and keep it right in my hand, just in case I need to utilize it. So to me, the first time when we was like between the age of 14 and 16, that Tut came to me with the idea, let's rob the Jehovah's Witness church. To me, being who I am and what I believe, I'm like, no, I was not gonna do that. So when I was away serving a sentence of 2.5 to 5 and 2 to 4 for robbery, and when that happened, and I read in the newspaper that the Jehovah's Witness, church got robbed in the East New York section across the street from Cypress Hill Project, you put 2 and 2 together. How the hell you put 2 and 2 together? Because I can remember a few years before that, he came to me with that plot, and I was not gonna do that. Why? Because to me, no, it's certain things that you do, and it's certain things that you want to do in a matter of life. Listen, follow me, Brian Glaze Gibbs, on YouTube. That's my YouTube channel. Hit the like button, subscribe, make it happen. My story is a true story of change and redemption. If I, the one they call Brian Glaze Gibbs, can change, anybody can change. Follow me on my Instagram channel, Brian Glaze Gibbs, in order to order your signed copy of this book, Beyond Lucky, the Brian Glaze Gibbs story. What it says, crack, money, murder, and redemption. Email me to order your copy, Brian, BrianGibbs1201@yahoo.com. If I can change, anybody can change. Why, people? Because change comes from within. Sit back. I have the first time my story came to light was through the Infamine channel. Sit back and think about it. This is the Infamine channel. You know, Infamine is a YouTube channel that had helped me out a great deal. And to me, I have much love, much respect to Infamine. Infamine is a good individual, and I love him to death. That's my little brother. And to me, I can remember somebody sent me the link. He posted something years ago, back in February 2017. He did Tut Story, Walter King Tut Johnson. And somebody sent that to me. And when they sent that to me, me and my wife was on our way to an event. And I'm looking at that, what they sent me. And they talk about my man Tut, Walter King Tut Johnson. And when they did that, they more or less right now was like show me like exactly like what was what. Like this is this guy, Infamine, and he's speaking about Walter King Tut Johnson. But not only is he speaking about Walter King Tut Johnson, he's talking about me. And to me, what happened was I'm reading that, I understand that, and I look at the presentation that he did for Tut. So what I did is, I'm a schemer. I've been scheming every day of my life. And I reach out to him. What's it gonna take for you to do my story? And what happened was, he said, look, I'm interested, let me do my research, but I got a lot of things on my plate. And what he did was, he came out with this. Look at this. Goons of New York 2. You know, right now, he got back to me approximately 8 months later, and this is what he came up with. Goons of New York 2. Goons of New York 2, you know what I'm saying, episode 2, Brian Glaze Gibbs. And what he did was Infamine. Go to the YouTube channel and Google Infamine. And what you'll find my channel. You'll find this right here. Brian Glaze Gibbs. Do you see that? Brian Glaze Gibbs. This is on Infamine channel. This is nearing 1 million views. This brother took my story, and what he tried to do is he tried to dissect it. And when he dissected, he tried to see how in the hell he can take all this information and try to congest it into 1 hour. It cannot happen. And what he did is he took his time, and what he did was he did the hell of a job. It's only because Dr. Infamine, James, that my story, that I'm able to have my YouTube channel, that people know who I am. Because at once upon a time before Infamine, nobody know who the hell I am. How in the hell my story about to hit 1 million views? Not only that, it's a 1 hour long documentary about me, the one they call Brian Glaze Gibbs. They talk about everything in my life, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And what I'm saying is, this brother, what he did was, as far as his editing skills, as far as his directing skill, as far as his producing skill, unbelievable. Class act. If I ever go to Hollywood, make it to the next level, go to Netflix, go to HBO, go to Showtime, guess what? You know who I want on my team? I want James. I want Dr. Infamine on my team. Why? Because his talent, unbelievable. Raw talent. He dig deep. This brother and me spent hours, like trying to understand, like how can he put this piece together? And like I try to explain to him, you cannot tell my story in 1 hour, in 60 minutes. You cannot do that. But what you can do, take your time, edit, professional edit. You know what I'm saying? Add what need to be added, cut what need to be cut, and deliver the best message, the best opportunity, the best story that you can possibly deliver. A lot of times people underestimate this individual. This individual, James, Dr. Infamine, is a world-class act. Anybody that's out there, and you seeking to get out there and get your story told, listen to this brother. Because once again, I learned a lot from him. This individual, despite I'm about to be 57, and I believe he about to be 35, taught me a lot. Smart individual, highly intelligent. And once again, what he told me, listen, you can't challenge everybody. You can't feed into the nonsense. Even when I used to see negative comments or people coming at me like sidetrack, what he used to do is, listen, Brian, you cannot do that. Leave that alone. Act like that never happened. Don't feed into that. Don't give them more credibility than they deserve. I learned a lot from them. All wise man seeking knowledge from where? From the cradle to the grave. And to me, I learned a lot from that brother. And to me, I owe a lot to the brother. Because once again, my story was just a New York story. And it's only because of the grace of God. It's only because of Dr. Infamine in the Infamine channel, my story became international. My story became, listen to me, listen to the words that come out of my mouth. My story became international. It went global, not just within the 52 states of the United States. It went to the UK. It went to China. It went to Africa. It went global. Only because of the grace of God and Dr. Infamine, James. Listen, I don't care what anybody say. I know I didn't have what it takes to get my story out there. You took a chance and you believe in me when I contact you, and you took my story to the next level. And to me, with that, at this present time, what I'm doing, I'm saluting you. The bottom line is right now to the executive producer of the year, to the editor of the year, to the content, the #1 content of the year. My hat, my vote, the Academy Award go to Dr. Infamine, the YouTube channel. If it wasn't for you, it wouldn't be on me. My story wouldn't be out there internationally the way that you have it out there. And to me, brother, I'll always love you. I'll always respect you. And whatever we need to do as one, as a team, Brian Glaze Gibbs with Infamine channel and only Infamine channel, not nobody else. Guess what? My commitment is there. And that's what it's all about. Loyalty. True. In order to be honest with anybody else, you must be honest with yourself. Thank you for everything that you have done. Thank you for the sacrifice. Thank you for taking a chance on me. You believe in me. I believe in you. I help you to grow your YouTube channel. What I want you to do is help me to grow the Brian Glaze Gibbs platform. My story is my ministry. My story is a true story of change and redemption. I can change. Anybody can change. Why people can change come from within. What I'm going to do at this present time, I'm going to flash some picture. Anybody know who this is? This is Lorenzo Fat Cat Nichols. You know what I'm saying? Period. Luke Stevens. Right now, you can probably see a picture of Bobo, kind of slash off, and Jughead. You know, right now, it's all because of Dr. Infamine that my stories are out there. And I appreciate that. Here it is, another picture. This is an individual. Luke Stevens, Lorenzo Fat Cat Nichols, and his niece at the Disco Fever at the Bronx. Disco Fever, let's sit back and think about it. Any and everybody that was at the Disco Fever that grew up in that 5-borough knew Disco Fever. To be any and everybody, to be treated like a celebrity, guess what? You have to be somebody. Okay? Here come another picture. Okay, this is Jughead, Lorenzo Fat Cat Nichols, and Pappy Mason at the bottom. Once again, all these folks was a part of Goons in New York. I'm saying 2. Goons of New York 2. The Brian Glaze Gibbs story. Here it is right now, and this is who you got. Lorenzo Fat Cat Nichols and Howard Pappy Mason. Here it is, 2 of New York City most infamous individuals. Lorenzo Fat Cat Nichols and Howard Pappy Mason. But yet and still regards what? Good brothers, but guess what? They downfall, here it is, in love with the street. The street don't love nobody. This is my man Howard Pappy Mason. Pappy, Howard Pappy Mason. Good brother, loved him to death. What I'm saying, he's a Virgo. His birthday, September the 8th. Good brother, got a heart as pure as gold. He hate the Police. Based upon when he grew up in crime heights, he see a lot of discriminatory behavior by the NYPD Police Department. And once again, Pappy is a hell of an individual. I can remember the last time I spoke to Pappy. It's like we never stopped talking. I love you, Pappy. You know what I'm saying? Here it is right now. Hopefully they not still drugging you up. Hopefully you back to normal, whatever normal may be. This is my crew. Hit. I call this brother Hit. You know what I'm saying? After Thomas Hitman Hearn. Why? Because they was around the same height. And what I'm saying is, sit back and think about it. Thomas Hitman Hearn was once the world middleweight boxing champion. He fought the likes of Sugar Ray Leonard. He fought the likes of Marvis Hagler, the bottom line, Roberto Duran, Wilfredo Benitez. Hell of a fighter. I call him Hit because he was the same height, same complexion, same style as Thomas Hitman Hearn. This is my man Hearn. This is my right-hand man. Did a bid, came home, got a life together. That's what it's all about. Shout out. This is my brother right here, Killer Do. Killer Do. I dedicated my book, Beyond Lucky, to this brother right here, Killer Do. And not just Killer Do, but I also dedicate my book to my mother, Dorothy Gibbs. Juno Wilson, I love you, brother. May your soul rest in peace and your spirit be lifted. Listen, if you follow me, if you check out the channel, my YouTube channel, or Dr. Infamine channel, that channel, the Brian Glaze Gibbs story, Goons of New York 2, should have hit 1 million views. Okay? Sit back and think about it. 1 million views. That's a lot. That was an hour documentary that this brother, Infamine, James, took his time, edit, produce, put whatever that was necessary to put everything in content. A hell of a job. My salute. I salute Dr. James Infamine. Hell of a job. Listen, folks, for more on my story, follow me. Check out my Instagram page, Brian Glaze Gibbs. I believe in that situation when I say crime doesn't pay. If I can change, anybody can change. Check out my book. Order it. Here you go. Beyond Lucky, the Brian Glaze Gibbs story. A true story of change and redemption. If I can change, anybody can change. Sit back and think about it. Check out my story. Check out my YouTube channel, Brian Glaze Gibbs. Subscribe, hit the like button. My story is a true story of change and redemption. Help me to help those to stop making that multi-billion-dollar prison system their permanent address. Look at this shirt. What does this shirt say? Okay? You see all the names. It's right there for you. You see all of the victim names. Black on black crime. Black on black crime, guess what? It's played out. Folks, let's stop loving each other. Let's stop embracing each other. Let's stop being that crab in the barrel when we see one brother or one sister trying to go up, and what we do in being that crab in the barrel, pulling them back down. That's not the way. If that's your mentality, guess what? You setting yourself up to lose. Let's encourage. Let's empower our people. My name is Brian Glaze Gibbs, and my message is my ministry. Crime doesn't pay. If I, a lost soul, a lost sheep, can change, anybody can change. Why? Could change come from where? Within. One love.